Hey everybody. Larry, Fort Worth Memories Museum and Groups. Hold on, let me find the live feed. There we are. Well, it rained on me coming in. I didn't even know it was supposed to rain today. Shows you what I know. Tom is in. Okay. Good morning, sir. I need to make sure that. So, I'll let everybody know where we're going to eat this week. I just hadn't concentrated on it yet. Brittany was going to check on specials out at the Italian place out there by the mall. Hold on just a second. Found it that way. Hold on just a second, Tom. Let's see if I'm on memories. I'm on live videos. Okay, everything's hunky-dory. Okay, yeah, Brittany was going to call yesterday to the Italian joint out there, Olive Garden, out by Richmond Mall, see if there's any kind of specials for this Saturday. And if not, we'll eat one of our regular places around here. We got a painter. David Hart, who's been a sponsor many years, just last year when his sponsorship came up, things I guess were a little tight. Anyway, we ran into each other yesterday at Hazel Cafe and talked for a couple of hours almost, and Hart Painting is back as our paint sponsor. Okay, so we're everywhere. We're live everywhere now. I took the Mevos back home. Those weren't done. Those were more trying to interface the Mevos with these other cameras. That just didn't work out. So we'll just keep messing with these. I guess I'll keep buying these cheap cameras from Amazon. They're only $25. And sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But if I've got enough of them, then I should have 2 or 3 that work. We're going to upgrade our system, but it's probably going to be October. This whole podcast deal, we're going to get some new equipment. Just money's tight right now. Okay, if any of y'all are interested in a real neat present for your dad or your brother or your husband, go look at Tom Reynolds' website. He makes custom-made pins, and I mean, you won't see anything like it anywhere in a shopping center or mall or anything. Carolyn is in, Victor's in. So his Facebook page is Tom Reynolds. Tom also serves as our aviation expert when we start talking planes. So yeah, go look on his website and you'll see he's made me a couple, but he starts out and it's a block of material and he uses a lathe, and I don't know how long it takes him to build one, but you won't find anything like it at the shopping center. So check it out. So we're down now to, what's today, the 13th? December 13th is the giveaway. So it's August to September, October, November, December. We're exactly 4 months away from the actual day that we're giving away the bikes this year. December 13th, Farrington Field on the backside by Billingsley Fieldhouse. The gates will open around 6:30 a.m. as quickly as around that time as we can get everybody situated and all the inventory put out and ready to go. We have for the last few years used 4 lines of cars coming up, and so it takes a lot of volunteers. We normally have 50 or 60. We're going to need upwards of 100. So if you can check your calendar, if you've got an open on Saturday morning, December 13th, we're done by 10:30 or 11. Last year we gave away 1,120 new bikes, plus helmets for all the bikes, plus toys, and we were done by 10:45. So we didn't have any hiccups. There was one point last year that the lines slowed down a little bit, and our friend Charlie Guerin, who's also on the board of directors, got on the phone to Deborah Ferguson and they blasted it on the television, and within 10 minutes we were back up and everything went smooth. The year before we gave away 840, and that year we never had a break in the line. It was constant cars. So, and that year we used 2 lines. So our new system is we use 4 lanes coming up, and Kyle Polson always he's a great friend of mine, great friend to our group, great friend to Fort Worth. He always comes up with, he knows how to lay stuff out and for the best maximum ability to give these bikes and helmets and toys away. So there's a lot of people involved in this giveaway. We've got a board of directors. It's a non-profit, and Judy is in. And so you can write off your donation. You can go to www. I don't even think you need to do www. Larry's Kids altogether.org or .com. And you can make a donation year-round. You can get all the information there. In our nonprofit, there's absolutely not one person gets 1 penny. Well, I take that back. Last year, out of the nonprofit, we paid the police officers, which for years I'd begged them to do it for free because money was scarce back in some of those years. But once we made it the nonprofit, money is not the issue anymore. The issue is the storage of the bikes. It takes up lots of room. If y'all been with me for a while and you've seen the photos last year, that warehouse that was, I forgot how big it was stacked. You can't put them on top of each other, but you couldn't move. There was like 800 bikes in that building. We had 3 or 4 of these storage containers, cargo containers full. We had every building over here, the museum and the detail shop. So that added about another 200. So storage is our issue. If anybody can think of some idea, Fort Worth ISD even suggested that underneath the stands of either the east or the west stands, they have an area that's gated off, but it's like cyclone fence. You put 500 bikes in there, and guess what? They're gone the next night. Dana's in. So we're going to reach out to the railroads. I would imagine they've got some cars, empty cars. When I say cars, those railroad cars that we can store bikes in. But Scott was here yesterday. He's very familiar with railroads and cars and all of that. He said they store about as many as you can get in a cargo container. So that's about 75 without putting them on top of each other. We don't want to put them on top of each other because we don't want to damage them. So yeah, that's our big issue, is the storage of the bikes. Now, we reached out to Academy on Cherry Lane. We bought thousands of bikes from them to ask them, tell them, number one, that the nonprofit will buy 1,000 bikes this year. So I need 400 out of y'all, anybody that's listening to me. But we don't want them till like December 7th or 8th or 9th. But they have the same issue. Lindsay, who is our comptroller and one of the members on the board, she said when they get those bikes from their warehouse, they come in boxed. And then Kevin, the store manager out there, has to bring people in to build them. And he does that as a courtesy to us, which we, please go buy stuff at Academy, especially the one on Cherry Lane. They've worked with us for years. Brittany's in. Good morning. Did you ever get a chance to get a hold of Olive Garden yesterday? Today or tomorrow morning, I need to tell everybody where we're eating. But if they don't have a special, you know, the price gets on up there about $23 or $24 with a glass of tea or a soda, whatever you're going to drink. So back to the bikes. Yes, please support Academy on Cherry Lane, or all academies, and thank them for giving Larry's kids the bicycle giveaway for working with us. I mean, they go over and beyond. So I'm deeply appreciative of it. And while we're talking about bikes, we need 24s, 22s, 26s, 20s and below are just, we always end up with more of those smaller bikes that, you know, we've got a lot of teenagers and stuff. Okay, call today. Yeah, those restaurants, when they get busy, they neglect to answer the telephone. So anyway, we're exactly 4 months away from the actual giveaway, which is December 13th. And this is August 13th, so August to September, October, November, December, for 120 days. So 400 bikes, what would that be? 4 bikes a day, and we'd have a little left over. And if you absolutely just have to buy those littler bikes, they're cheaper, then we don't want to miss a bike. Also, now is a good time. They're going to have bikes on sale at Walmart, Academy, a lot of places, because the Christmas rush isn't on yet. If you wait till the last minute, there's not going to be any specials. Now, last year, again, giving a lot of credit to Lindsay, who is our comptroller and on the board of directors, she bought, I think, 600, or we did, the nonprofit, on Cyber Monday, or maybe that was when she bought we bought 200. So the Black Friday is the Friday after Thanksgiving, which they really didn't mark the bikes down that much. But the following Monday, I think, is the Cyber, when you buy it online. And they gave us those $119 bikes for $79. And we bought several hundred of them. George is in. So start thinking about it. Put your nickels and dimes together. It falls on us to provide bicycles to needy families. And one of the great things about Larry's Kids giveaway is you don't have to register. You don't have to qualify. We don't even know who you are. Just be in your car on December 13th at Farrington Field and you'll be able to get a bike, as long as they last, and a helmet, and usually some toys. Something else, don't buy any helmets, anybody. Do not buy helmets. Lindsay, during her spare time, bless her heart, she's got 2 or 3 different hats she wears. She found the helmets last year for less than $4. Scott is on the live feed. Good morning, sir. I took the Mevos home. I think trying to interface the Mevos with these cheapy cameras, it just created. So I've got 2 of the cameras working, plus I think the iPad camera works. So I'm just going to continue to buy these cheapy cameras, and maybe, I don't know how you jump start them. Maybe next time you come over you can tell me how to jump start them. The one that's way up tall, it wasn't connected to a source, so I put it in the front of the computer, but it doesn't work. But anyway, we're good. So yeah, we need bikes, 22s, 24, 26. And like I say, if all you can do is buy those 20-inch bikes, go for it. They're generally cheaper. Hold on, I'm reading a message here. Well, Brittany has asked that same question. We're going to have our first board of directors meeting Monday, this coming Monday at 10 a.m. here, and I'll know if we can use the address 1635. What people are talking about, and Brittany also, is if you're out of state or out of country, I leave here Monday through Friday at 2 o'clock or sometimes 1:30. So UPS and FedEx don't work on those hours. So where Kyle and them used to office, which is next door, they now office at one of the bank buildings on 7th because they're building a brand new office building for themselves. So it's rented out now to a accounting firm, and Zach or Kyle or somebody is going to check and see if we can still use that address. I told them all they got to do is, if there's something comes in at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, just text me and say, hey, we got stuff over here, you need to come get it, and I'll be over there as soon as they open. So everything's moving along. This first board meeting will get a lot of things addressed, but this year we will go over 20,000 bikes since I started this, which is over $1 million worth of bikes at $50 a bike. And that's way too low now, but back in 86 and 7 might have been a good price. So, what else about the bike giveaway? You can write a donation off. Now, if you make a $5 donation online, you're not gonna get a tax deduction thing. It needs to be $100 or more because it's paperwork, it's time. So, but yeah, I think it's 100% deductible. And so, like I said earlier, since we've formed the nonprofit, which has been a year now, there's nobody gets a check. Last year we gave a check to the 2 or 3 police officers. We paid them. In years past, with Manny Ramirez's help and other officers, Cops for Kids, they just donate their time, and that's not right. We need to pay them. So, but money is no longer an issue for us. We had several $5,000 donations last year, one $10,000 donation, and believe me, the kids appreciate it. So, a lot of these nonprofits have all these people getting paid all this money. If you're involved in Larry's Kids, it's free, or you're not involved. And what I mean by that, like when we set up the bank account, a lot of the banks wanted it, and I made it clear, whichever bank writes the biggest check as a donation and also waives all the fees, that's who gets the account, which is Pinnacle Bank. So do business with Pinnacle Bank. Now we do have to pay the whatever the fees are for when you make a credit card donation or debit card, whatever that fee is. That's not from the bank, that's from some place in New Mexico, they tell me. So, but there's nobody else. Everything else goes all to the kids. And we had money left over. So we've got money. I don't know how many $1,000s we've got, but we raised right at either 70 or 80,000 in the first year, and that's a big step. Yeah. Scott said, well, we're going to keep tweaking this this live streaming. Now, Saturday morning at 9:30, Melinda Hicks and one of her associates is going to be here to promote her product. She's a new sponsor. And so we'll find out Saturday morning. Be sure and tune in at 9:30. Also, David Hart, I stopped and got dinner or lunch at Hazel Cafe yesterday, and David was there and we talked for a couple of hours. He's been our paint contractor many years. Last year something else came up, other things were pressing, but he's back on our group. And David, you remember when I started supporting the Pioneer Rest Cemetery, their board said, gosh, do you know anybody that could give us a deal on painting? They had a building they wanted painted. And I said, yeah, let me call David Hart, and he did it for free. I mean, sent his team of painters out there, and it took him a day or two, and he did it all for free. So he's a good guy, real good guy. Okay, do the sponsor deals work this morning? Scott? No. And I can't see, I can just call them, but I can't see where it says reload this page. Is that what I'm supposed to press? Uh-oh. Sponsors. Wait a minute, it might actually be. But it doesn't work. Sponsors. We might have to go back to that other system, Scott. Because I can't get the sponsor page to load up. So I'll just tell y'all, Tri-State Dent, Jason and his team. Now you can get all the sponsors' contact info at fortworthmemories.com. Tri-State Dent, door dings, minor dents, hail damage. Jason and his team, they come to you and they will work with you on your deductible if it's at all possible. Some people got a $1,500 or $2,000 deductible. They can't eat all of that. Royal Flush Plumbing. So they are our plumbing sponsor. Any kind of plumbing needs or whatever, Royal Flush Plumbing. Boom Bond, and that's capital B-O-M, capital B-O-N, one word. They do remodeling, they do handyman stuff, they do all of that. Mark Perez, he does a great job at it too. Rex's Bar and Grill, that's Rex Benson. They are in the old Macaroni Grill building on University, in the same parking lot with Rex's other business, which is Old South Pancake House. But we just had our birthday party at Rex's about 4 weeks ago. And boy, I tell you what, he spared no expense on, he shot the moon on that deal. That place looks like it belongs in Las Vegas. Great place. Termite King Pest Control. Brad and his team over there, they've got all kinds of plans where you can get set up on every month, every other week, twice a year, whatever you want to do. So he's got a program to fit your needs. Cross Electric, Brandon Cross, they were voted DFW's favorites. They do commercial and residential. K Ranch Roofing, Jorge Hernandez has been our roofing sponsor for many years. If you think that you might have had roof damage during all the storms, high winds, and hail that we had, call K Ranch. You'll get Bree, she's the office manager, and they'll set up an appointment that's good for you and good for them, and they'll come out and inspect your roof for free. So it costs you absolutely nothing to find out if your roof needs work. If you look up and say, well, there's no water coming down on the ceiling, that doesn't mean anything. Fort Worth Lumber, they are down on Interstate 35 South. Hold on, phone's buzzing. Fort Worth Lumber, I-35 South. I don't have a clue who's messaging me, but they're writing. If you need building materials, building plans, or you just want to bounce some ideas off somebody that's very knowledgeable, Glenn is in, that's the place to go. Optimist Club of Fort Worth, they are an international organization. They do lots of great things for youth, both boys and girls. Also, they provide us a Christmas tree every year that's probably costs $150, $200. They do that at no charge. Winstead Paint and Body, Clay Winstead. They're on White Settlement Road, 1 block west of Roberts Cutoff. Blue Mound Cafes, all Blue Mound Cafes, 5 locations. They're sponsors on our group. Also, they've got Stinger Sports Bar out in Hazel. It's in the old Mark Dean Barbecue building. And they've got a new location on the lake, Eagle Mountain, the Anchor. So these guys really, they got a business model that works. Just like we were talking yesterday, when you go over there and order even a lunch special, you're going to have to get a to-go box unless you're just extremely hungry. So really one meal ends up being 2 for me. Coburn's Catering, Steve Coburn, 3rd generation in the catering business. Coburn's opened in 1946 on North Main. They're still in that same location. Old South Pancake House, 2 locations. The one on University is open 24/7. The one in Burleson closes at 9 or 10 at night. But they open real early for y'all to come over and eat breakfast. A-Bird AC and Heating. That's Dub Peacock's company, and he's one of the Polly Peacock clan. We found out the other day, if you think that your central air and heat unit might need to be checked, if you've done nothing to it in the last 3 or 4 years, you probably need to get it checked. They charge $95 to come out and inspect it for you. And you might get a clean bill of health and say, well, that was a good $100 spent. State Farm Insurance, Jenny Stewart. The way I look at these insurance companies, State Farm, Allstate, Farmers, they're all great companies. It's which one will give you the best coverage for the least amount of money. So it costs you absolutely nothing to call Jenny Stewart State Farm Insurance. And like I say, you can get all their contact information on FortWorthMemories.com. Swartz and Hanson are our architectural firm. They've been with me for many years, very active in the bike giveaway. Pat and Richard Carr have Dickey Carr Sand and Gravel. If you're in the building business and you need 5 dump truck loads of sand, that's who you contact, Dickey Carr Sand and Gravel. Then there's another company, Grateful for Your Trees. That company is owned by Dickey Carr, which is Richard's nephew. They do much more than just trees, but with trees, they trim them, cut them down, grind the stumps down. They do retaining walls. They do privacy fences. They do flower beds. They do everything. So all you got to do for any of these companies is just call them. You got to reach out first. I said at the top of the broadcast, David Hart Painting is back on board, so we have a paint contractor. So whether it's a small job, a big job, whatever, David Hart's the place to call. Stinger's Bar and Grill. They are located, like I said earlier, in the old Mark Dean Barbecue building off the feeder road of 199 at Stewart and Main in Azle. Melinda Hicks is our new sponsor, and on Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m. she's going to go live with us, and she's going to tell us about her product. So be sure and tune in for that. Eric Walsh is in the real estate and development business. He's also on the board of directors at Larry's Kids. Good guy. Phelps Family Auto Care is in the Burleson area, but they have a big draw from Fort Worth also. Stroud Auto Supply is in the Riverside, Haltom City area. I actually bought parts there when I was 15, so they've been there forever. And it's very rare that you see a independent auto supply in a city like ours that goes head to head with AutoZone, O'Reilly's, all of these national chains. Borghese Somerset is our legal sponsors. A couple of the people in that firm, Tiffany Burks, who is a very dear friend of mine. I've interviewed Tiffany 40 or 50 times. Christy Jack is also, I've interviewed her. She's a very well-known attorney also. So that law firm, Borghese Somerset, they'll write a will for you. If you're in a legal suit where you're suing somebody or somebody's suing you, or if somebody in your family committed capital murder, they defend that too. Fort Worth Florist, Jeanette and her team, they have sent flowers all over the planet for us, so you don't even have to go out there, but they're out on Camp Bowie Boulevard West. You can do it all online. They're super people to work with. We need a mechanic in Fort Worth. If you're in a mechanic business in Fort Worth, and I mean somebody more than just, if you do it yourself, that's great. I'm for small business, but we need somebody that's got some other mechanics. So if we have 4 or 5 of our members call you, you can take care of them. You can call me, 817-965-2626, or you can just drop over here. I'm here every day till about 1:30 or 2, and I'm at 1633 Rogers Road. I'm the easiest person to find in town. Oh, hold on. Tell you about our book. Yeah, the book is called Memories. It's not finished, so it's not, you can't buy it anywhere yet, but it'll be done. I don't think it's going to be done this year, but it'll be done next year. Yes, all of the stuff will be in. It might step on some toes, I don't know. But it's better to get the story out than go to the grave with it. Hart Painting, David Hart. You can get all of our sponsors' contact info on fortworthmemories.com. And we need all kind of sponsors. But if you're, like if now you call me and say, hey Larry, I want to be a paint contractor sponsor, sorry, it's already filled. A plumber, we've already got a plumber. We've already got a electrical company. But there's plenty of things out there that we need. Flooring. These people that do the stone work around outside of a pool or whatever, entryways. That's all high dollar stuff. And the fee is $1,500 a year, so it breaks down $125 a month. You can't, for the exposure you get with us, you can't get it anywhere else. I make a post all the time on the week ending 2 weeks ago on August the 2nd, from July something to August the 2nd. In 7 days, we had 1 million views just on Memories. And so if you're a sponsor, I post your stuff on 3 Facebook platforms. Memories, the big one. TikTok, Instagram, X. So you get a possibility of hundreds of thousands of people seeing your information. Benny's in. Hadn't seen you in a while. Yeah, if you're out of state or out of country, I just had somebody from our England that's over in Great Britain. Either way, you can, if you're going to buy, you can buy a bike and send it, but the cost of sending it probably is, I mean, I don't know. It's just as easy to go on larryskids.org or larryskids.com and make a donation. The Rangers, that's what they were asking. I don't know how we stand today. They were 6.5 out of the wild card, I think. Texas Rangers chances for a playoff game. The Texas Rangers have a 22.5% chance of making the playoffs, according to Fangraphs. This percentage has fluctuated throughout the season, reaching a high. At one time, they were 71% in April, and as low as 12.7 in July. That's good. I know how to get that now. Currently, they are in the 7th position in the American League playoffs with 6 other teams. So it's not a great chance, but it's not like with the Cowboys. There's no chance. They're out. And I'm sorry, Cowboy fans, I love them. I'm not a Dak Prescott guy. Never have been. So I think Jerry is, and now with this new kid, of course he threw a 70-yard pass or something. But Jerry probably won't give him the opportunity. But I told y'all last year when the season was over, or this year at the start of the year, Dak Prescott will not play every game if you count all the regular season and preseason, or just count the regular season. I don't think he'll play every game. He'll be hurt. there's already rumors that his ankle's hurt again. Well, Jerry, it's time to pony up, give him another $240 million. Please use our sponsors. They help keep this thing alive as well as y'all do. All of the people that help me do these shows and search out stuff and help us, it's appreciated, believe me. Okay, so we are at 7:30. So I've been talking, yapping for about 40 minutes. We're exactly 4 months away from the actual day of the giveaway, December 13th. Farrington Field, over by the Billingsley Field House. Gates will open around 6:30 a.m. You do not have to bring your W-2 or proof of income or anything. Just be in the line and you'll get a bike as long as they last. And we're going to give away 1,400 this year. Yes, we need a barbecue sponsor. Charlie did not renew. I don't understand that. But so if you're in the barbecue business and you want me to promote your restaurant, come see me or call me. We're ready, willing, and able. It doesn't take us. We can get you set up in an hour. No, if you got that cancellation notice, that was from the new Ghost Rider, which I hadn't really inked a deal with her, but I was going to speak over there in October, and she recommended I not do gangsters in Cowtown until the book comes out because there'll be possible loss of sales. And that was a good gig for me. They paid me good to come over there and talk for about 4 hours. Because 2 hours of it was Q&A. I don't know, Brittany. Maybe. They don't get... Do they melt if they're hot? You know, the inside this museum is not, it's not hot, but it's not 60 degrees either. State Farm, Jenny Stewart. She'll be on 9:30. Melinda Hicks. She's got a great product that affects all of us. Okay, boys and girls, I'm going to sign off and start doing some stuff here. So we've got a live interview 9:30 Saturday morning. I'll tell you today where we're going to eat. Yeah, if they don't melt, then that's fine. I'll know Monday about the address, 1635, yes or no. Okay, I'm going to sign off. Got paperwork and stuff to do. Y'all find a mechanic. And if you need a painter, David Hart.